Sampling. Yeah, sampling means a lot of different things. Sometimes it means walking down the aisle at Costco and they have all those little food trays out over there. You take a sample of that. Yes, I'm going to take a sample of it, and you actually are doing something scientific. You're making a determination if you like the sample or not. If you like that sample, you may go and buy that product. Literally, that Costco sample means something to Costco because of the fact that if they put a sample out, their data shows that they have over a 70% increase in the selling of that product because they're sampling. Now, it's a different kind of sampling that we're going to be talking about because we're going to be looking at samples of the general population, but it means pretty much the same concept. The more people have an opportunity to sample, the more you know about it, the more they're going to sit down and, at a Costco case, they're going to go back and buy that again. It really helps their sales and also that specific product. But also in the aspect of you have to determine how good that is. You can see here I have an example of two different types of sample. The bottom sample has a much narrower base and is much taller in the aspect of standard deviation. That means that the people outside, that they're all closer to that mean or the average. That center line going up is the average person's response to the product. Now, the closer you get by squeezing that sample up and having a smaller standard deviation means there's more people that are closer to that mean than there is if there's a flatter sample. So the narrower the sample, the more confidence you have in your actual sample that you've really done. Let's talk about how we go about doing that. In essence, you have a group of 1,000 people, so 1,000 homeowners. You're going to be surveying this issue over here. To really go talk to each one of the 1,000, let's say you want to do actually a face-to-face, door-to-door survey. Number one, people won't answer the door, but that's okay. Okay, you choose 20 and you focus in on those 20, and that 20 is a subset of the entire population. Here's your population over here. And if you do it right, it's quite possible that those 20s really can represent all 1,000 people. It depends as to how specific you want to be, how much time you're going to spend, how much money that you have, and depends how much response rate you're going to have with those people. If you go to those 20 people and 10 of them won't answer their door, then your sample really isn't very good. Now you have half of what you anticipated having. You may have to expand your overall scope of your research, spend more money. So it depends what you have, but you're all going to sit down and pay attention to that subset of the population that you end up gathering. When your purpose is to gather from that sample information about the overall population, and that way you don't have to spend the time in the field to sample all 1,000. If you can do it in 20 samples, life is easier for you. You gather the data, provided that it's answering the questions you have to ask, and also at some level is representative of the entire population. With that smaller population, there's lower costs. If you do a good job, it's more accurate, and it's impossible pretty much to study the whole population. If you want to do a worldwide population, you got an 8 billion person survey. It's kind of hard to get those questionnaires back in 10 days. If you wanted to do that, it simply wouldn't happen. So the reality of looking on the whole world is impossible, but looking into something like a neighborhood of 1,000 or a population of 1,000 is a doable factor. Sometimes 4,000, sometimes 10,000. It depends how big of the data that you want to do for your sampling. You have cost considerations. You want to minimize your costs if you're like a normal business person. Then you have administrative concerns as to how complex it is. The questions that better be easy, simple to answer. You got to pay attention to the research deadlines, who's funding it, how are they funding it. Look at the minimum levels of precision, which means your confidence level or how close that standard deviation is to the mean. You want to pay attention to your sampling method, how you're going to go about doing it. We'll talk about that later. So we look on those aspects, and then the probability that each population member has a calculable probability of a period in the sample. If you choose, I'm going to choose 20 people out of this 1,000 household, and you put up the 1,000 households and the dartboard on your wall, you have 20 darts, you go zip, 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 and you go look and see where they land, boom. You also have a probability that anybody could be in that population, except for the fact is that what you want. And sometimes you want to make certain that you have certain elements in the issue over there. So I want to have somebody from this demographic and this demographic. So you may pick and choose your 20 based upon certain characteristics that you're looking to have represented in your sample. So you have to pay attention to what you want and how you want it. If it's everybody has the same chance, or you have some different aspect of it. You're going to choose simple random sampling, systemic sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling. We'll be talking about those in just a moment. But on the random sampling, everybody has the same probability of being selected, and you have different aspects or techniques for that random sample. And we'll talk about those. Each member has an equal chance of being selected. You want to sit down. It's a single step rather than having multiple steps of choosing demography, that this person has this level of income, this person has this heritage, this person speaks this language, this person, whatever that may be. So you pay attention to it, and you want to go through, look at the different aspects of the statistical sampling theory and the results to generalize as to the results that you finally have, and also testing your hypothesis. You want to make certain on hypothesis testing that really your hypothesis is as close to that of the general population. And if it's not, you may have to go back and redo your overall samples. Probability sampling, it's a big thing. And if you do your sampling right, you're going to have some good data and results, and you may be able to target in your services and your products to the population to the point it's highly successful based upon your research results. Take care.